Well, I think it's time for a politicised version of our crowd favourite. Public servants confess their sins. Why is this the season? Because 'tis the season. You're going to lose all of your jobs. Even though Dutton says that if he wins, he's no longer going to cut 40,000 jobs. But he will by attrition. So, look, that's all he's promised so far, isn't it? In the meantime, while we still have public servants, let's laugh at him. Well, he's also promised to turn us into a giant Springfield. Anyway, let's see if you deserve to be fired. I'm gonna be my own personal Doge. I work for the federal government. What's wrong with local? And have done the following on the taxpayer's time. He's got a list. 1. Played golf several times. 10 years of sticking up for you guys gone in a sentence. 2 hour lunch breaks at the pub recorded as half hour, obviously. Yeah, but the point is, at least you still have to record them. In the private sector, you just do them. Just got stoned when work from home. Okay, this is turning into a Liberal Party ad very quickly. I'm starting to think Angus Taylor has a point. Look, he's put in brackets many times. Man, can you give me something? Booked out a meeting room for a 3-hour session where me and a friend just watched Utopia. Oh my God. And you can see all you little nerds doing it too. Our lives are like that. Okay, time to approve the budget for the ABC for yet another year as they're clearly making content aimed at everyone. Sports betting for multiple streams of income every day. See, when you were a public servant to begin with, I thought you were talking about working in the halls of Canberra, but now I think that you're working on the roundabout to Canberra. Use insider knowledge to trade stocks. Okay, now we're back. No, that's white collar. And still lost. Maybe back to blue collar again. Yeah, how do you fuck up insider trading? Didn't you listen to Trump? It's a great time to buy. I used to work as an advisor for Centrelink. Yep, I was the chick you talked to after waiting 2 to 3 business days to get through to Centrelink. Wow, I'm sure you've never had any suicidal thoughts. And part of my job was to assess disaster relief payments. Part of the process was to ask for photo evidence of damage so that we could assess their claim. I once got this gent on the line who had already been waiting on the phone for more than 3 hours. Honestly, I don't know why everyone's so angry for waiting a quarter of the day on the phone. They just play ABC Classic FM on repeat, the same fucking song. Before you feel bad, oh, don't worry, I don't. This guy was trying to claim that his car had been damaged from floods. I asked for photo evidence and I shit you not, the bloke sent a picture of a curated scene with what appeared to be a dodgy Photoshop of a car.
Floodwater.
Getting pretty hard these days with computers and whatnot. Who's to say what's real anymore? The only problem was that he used a photo from another country! It looks like the Gandhi River. Fuck! If I was as illiterate as most of the people that live in Lismore, I would mistake my own river for the Gandhi River. With a red Holden hatchback Baronet cropped and faded into the river. Please send me this photo, please. I've never wanted to see anything more in my life. I was impressed with his confidence in his Photoshop as he swore black and blue that it was taken outside his bedroom window. The commitment was impressive. Yes, it was. And was your commitment impressive? Did you give him the money for having a go? Come on, that definitely qualifies for New Start. He's trying to get employment in another field. Being a graphic designer / Ukrainian scammer. Explain why I need the public service. They don't answer the phone after 4 p.m, forget to show up to meetings they organise, come ill-prepared, and are we supposed to just help them through? Furthermore, most office employees at local councils are now immigrants? I think he just means Indian people. Why can't Australian born and bred get these easy jobs? Because, dude, I'll tell you why. Because they're not easy, and Australian born and bred people just want easy jobs. That's why they get the easy ones. This is just dealing with people like you all day. Also on this topic, oh, mad, and another thing, sick. It's happened to me 3 times in the last 12 months. We go to a site meeting of a building to be demolished, and they forget to bring the keys to the building. All right, that is pretty fucked. You had one job. You had to open the door. And tell us it's okay, we're all in the same boat, so we all overprice the job because we don't know what's inside the building or how it's built. That is not value for taxpayer dollars. See, here's my gripe with people always advocating to get rid of government. That's really just getting rid of society. Like, the bureaucracy is inefficient because human beings are inefficient, but it is what built the modern world. So really what you're arguing for is get rid of that. Let's just go back to feudalism. Well, it's an opinion. Used to work for New South Wales Ambulance, collecting the fees after people were billed for their life-saving trip to the hospital. Absolutely soul-destroying, charging someone $500. Yeah, but would it be if it was like in third world countries and you got to keep the sneaky 500, Russ? After they had a heart attack, kid almost died, etc. Because Libs in New South Wales barely gave funding for anything, the billing system we used was super shit and had glitches and bugs. Sometimes if people poured their heart out to me on the phone and they couldn't pay the bill, I exploited a glitch that reduced their bill to $0. Wow. See, this is the person that you want to cut their job. Probably not. You probably want to cut the first guy's job. Fair enough. But in defense of the first guy, what a sin. Thank you for confessing. All that it takes for evil to flourish is for good people to do nothing. See, I've never agreed with that because I thought that if you don't do anything, then you're by default not a good person. That's how high my moral standards are. And I think this is an appropriate time to say that I'm currently not wearing any pants. You want to see? No. In fact, actually, maybe we'll just use your phone to film my pants so I can prove it. It's just... No, all right, I'm doing it right now. I'm pulling down these pants as well just to show everyone. Just like... Jesus. I'm working for an agency that just recently got out of 13 years of coalition wage freeze. All the past work is logged and recorded, and I can see in 2013 it just... stopped. All right, if anything, when we started, I thought that this was going to be a mad anti-liberal dunk just before the election. But I am reading the public service now, and I am starting to think that you guys are a bit fucked. So I'm not going to get my 2% pay rise? Well, I'll just stare at my computer screen for the next 5 years. That's how long my contract is. All that it takes for evil to flourish is for good people to do nothing. My team started in 2022. Oh no, okay, you're all right then. I had to basically relearn the entire system from scratch because the pre-Abbott institutional memory had been wiped. Yes, look, I've got to go on one of my rants. That is the awful thing about Liberal governments being in office. And subsequently, the awful thing about bureaucrats, as we just learned then. But the other thing is, cutting back a public service, that just wipes all of the knowledge bank that has been built up in the public service so that when these guys come in, they don't know how to do their job anymore. It's like getting rid of the mother bear that teaches the cub how to fish. The cub just has to learn themselves. I mean, the consultant that you hired in between isn't going to help you. They're not on fish money. They're on that honey money. Yeah, just show a bear eating a beehive, you know, just for that.
What does that mean?
Well, it's just like, don't you think that that's like more than the fish, like in bear currency? We've gotten more done for the Australian people in 3 years of Albo than the last 13 before that under coalition. Yes! That's what I'm talking about. That's the pro-Labor point that I was trying to get in here unintentionally. That far out, man, like I'm starting to think I should vote Liberal. Like, fuck me. They are right in their paranoia about you c***s. Having said that though, I do like the idea of the public service functioning properly. And for many, many convoluted reasons now, it definitely does it under the libs. Thanks to our wages actually being almost a match for the private sector now, we've been able to hire actual talent to help with research and services. Fuck it, I'm not going to say anything anymore. I've been trying to say that for 13 years and to no avail. Can you have a go for a bit? Oh, that's the end of his comment. Well, that was a fun hiatus. I've got a horrible one. I wish I could say I made it up. A couple of years ago, I worked for an important department with the most straight-edge people you'd ever meet. About 30 of us were present in the room, and many of us joined through Skype for our branch meeting minutes in. While the big boss was addressing the room, she got cut off by a, "Oh, hello." Skype call. Fuck, I'm scared to continue reading. The boss reminded everyone connected to ensure they're muted and continued. Not long later, we start to hear what sounds like soft whimpering. Oh well, it's a lot less sad than where I thought it was going, just being like a... As the second big boss eventually interrupted to earnestly ask if everything was okay and again remind people to be muted, but it doesn't stop. Fuck me, it's like a Ricky Gervais show. It in fact gets much worse. As the meeting continues, it soon becomes apparent that the person isn't whimpering but moaning. Oh, moaning. It must have been a ghost. Ghost in the shell. The problem is it was like boiling a frog, where even as what was happening started to become clearer, knowing that one of their colleagues was getting railed, they awkwardly continued the agenda, desperately hoping the voice would figure out they were unmuted and stop. Man, fuck. See, I get it, because I can imagine that the bureaucratic world is just so different to mine, where if I heard that, I'd be like, oh, wait, cut to them, record it. Oi, Marcy, you're getting slammed. Oh. But your life isn't crappy internet comedy, it's highbrow British comedy. Ooh, what What a mishap.
This only made things absolutely excruciating as the minutes slowly ticked by and leaders spoke of their team's KPMs.
No, as pornographic clapping noises rung louder and louder from the loudspeakers, it wasn't until, quote, "Come for me, daddy," that the boss sputtered, that's it, meeting over. I'm sorry, but I'm stealing that bit. I'm just making that into a TikTok skit. It's too good. I never figured out who it was. Why has this only got 1 like and the guy being like, I saved a child's life? Fuck off. It's not as good as that. Hang on, let me get some tea. So, that's it, meeting over.
I never figured out who it was, but I can say that they certainly don't deserve to have that happen and lose their job now. They've suffered enough. Yeah, fair. But the thing is, you guys suffered and they just got to keep their job and on our tax time. What the No, they do deserve to be punished. In the previous federal government, there was a period of about 3 months where I had no work to do other than invoice contractors and consultants.
Yeah, I wonder what period of government you worked under, mate.
Vote Liberal. This was during COVID, so it was all working from home. I logged on 9 to 5 every day, and I managed to paint up an entire Warhammer 40k army.
Damn! Dude! You had a fuckload of time on your hands. Not even cunts in Games Workshop have enough time to paint an entire Warhammer 40k army.
Oh, and I've just been told that we know what army it was. He has revealed it in the following slide. Chaos Knights. I'd post pics, but potentially identifiable, lol. Dude, if that is potentially identifiable, you must be such a shit painter.
Now I'm starting to get how you had the time. You just, I dipped it in black. Black's the scary colour.
So, the Liberals are hiring children. Disgraceful. Throwaway account for obvious reasons. Fuck me, you're a smart boy. Once worked on a major reform under the previous New South Wales Liberal government. We costed it for around $1 billion over 10 years, but the minister, on a whim, decided, and I quote, "Make it 10 billion.
He did not, because it sounds like a better number to me. He did not. This is not how I planned this to go at all. Because look, not only are the Liberals right about the public service, they're also funnier. You gotta give them that.
We're still unsure if that was based.
Oh, let me answer it for you, lad. You sure?
Yeah, but we wasn't sure if it was based on anything tangible. Funding was approved in the end. You know what? Now that you're mentioning it, it's just because I've kind of had it blocked out. You really just forget how good you've got it when you have a competent government that's in. But you are absolutely not the first public servant to tell me stories like that. I've got a lot, and I don't have a throwaway account to tell them in, so I won't. Anyway, that was the end of Public Servants Confess Your Sins. I wouldn't mind doing a round 2 of that one. But what I would like in the comments is that Michael Jackson? I think Michael Jackson from Beyond the Grave has asked if we do Pharmacists Confess Your Sins. Oh man, I am sure you have sinned mightily. So, put them in the comments, and I'll see you next time.